Hello, I'm in a reading slump and we're gonna get out of it. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am doing a different video. I don't really have much direction except that I am in a reading slump, and I've been in a reading slump probably the entire month. Actually, not probably, definitely the entire month. It's currently December 18th when I'm filming this, and I've read 3 books this month, which for some people could be a great month, but for me, it's not. And I'm struggling. Well, honestly, like 3 isn't bad. Like, that's a good number. And it's not about the amount of books you're reading in a month. It's really about like if you like the books, all that stuff. But I just know that I'm in a slump. And that's why like reading these 3 books was a struggle, honestly. Like, it was difficult to get myself to read a book. So I thought I would vlog and take you along. I don't really know how long of me trying to get out of my book slump, reading slump, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna take you along. I feel like this is very relatable. I posted on my bookstagram like SOS, how do I get out of a book slump? And so many people responded and was like, I don't know, let me know. So it seems that we're all collectively in a slump. So I thought I would do a video just vlogging me in my slump, how I'm gonna get out of it. Hopefully the end of this video will be me getting out of my reading slump. And I have some ideas. So basically in that post or on that story, I asked how do I get out of reading slump, and I think in this video we are going to do some of those things and see if they work. Okay, so let's go to the story and see what the recommendations are, or like the whatever it's called. Literally I get on Instagram and I get so distracted. I'm like, anyways, back to what I was doing. So we're gonna get on the story and see what people are saying to get me out of my slump. So first one is to reread a favorite, read a genre that got you into reading, or read a new genre. So I did reread a favorite book. I just finished it the other day, and I read this book in 2020, and I read it on my Kindle, and I loved it. It got me back into reading. Literally, this is the book that got me back into reading. I read it in, I don't remember, early 2020, and then I read it again in 2020, like later in the year. And then I wanted to get the physical copy and tab it. So I got this for my birthday with like birthday money. I bought the physical copy, and so I read it and tabbed it. I definitely flew through this book, and I'm so glad I read it. Like, it was as good, if not better, than the first time and the second time I read it. So I am so happy that I did this. So I did do reread a favorite and read a book that got you into reading. I did both of those things. And also a genre, because I did read a romance book that got me back into reading. But the issue is I don't want to read another book because it's not going to be as good as this book. Because honestly, out of the 2 years since I read this book, like 2.5 years, I've read probably almost 200 books, maybe not that many. And this one is still at the top of the list, honestly. I feel like it's this and then yours truly. I really think they're like neck and neck, because there's just something about this book that like, I just can't. Like, it's so good. It's so good. So if you have not read it, please go read it. It gives you nostalgic vibes in the sense of like New York City in your 20s, like college in your 20s, falling in love in your 20s, New York City in general, like, and it's also set in the 2000s, I'm pretty sure, like, or like early 2000s, 1900s, what? Like early in the 90s. So it's kind of set in that time period. I'm pretty sure it's like in 97 or something, when they're actually in college. I don't really know. You need to read this book, but that's beside the point. So I did that, and I feel like I've gotten worse because I don't want to read anything else, because I know it's not going to be as good, you know? Next is picking up a novella, which I did do. I read The 12 Holidays at the beginning of the month, and it was okay. It didn't really help me though, so we're getting there. I'm just gonna go through these things. Some of these things might help you, but I just kind of wanted to share some of these recommendations and if they help me. Next one is, have you read the ACOTAR series? They got me out of mine very easily. And I have not read the ACOTAR series, but I want to finish the Shatter Me series before I read the ACOTAR series. And I'm getting the rest of the Shatter Me series for Christmas. So I'm gonna read that, and then I'm gonna read ACOTAR maybe in the first couple months of the year. But I do think once I get the Shatter Me books, that will help me because I'll be flying through them. So I'm excited about that. The next one is asking my book besties what the last book they devoured was. And I asked the person that wrote this in, and she gave me a few recommendations, so maybe we'll read those. Doing a buddy read, maybe reread the first book you rated 5 stars this year. That's a great idea. The first book I rated 5 stars this year was Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez, and I loved it. I could read it again. That could be fun, but I also am like, I love rereading books, but I also like want a new experience, you know? Like I want to read a book that's going to make me feel like this book did, which honestly, I don't know how any book's gonna top this book. I literally don't know because it's so good. It's so good. Anyways, my friend Tessa said, I let myself feel it. Don't force yourself to read. And once I feel up to reading again, I'll try a shorter book, which is so sweet. I love that. So, and then I had multiple people say that they're in one too. So if I get any more ideas or like help, I will let you know. Like any tips, I will let you know. But basically we're just gonna go throughout this video and see if we can get anywhere. I do have this book that I need to read because it's my book club pick of the month. And I'm laughing because my friend Reagan texted me today and she was like, it's gonna be a Christmas miracle if I read my book club pick of the month for December. And I'm like, literally same, because I wanna read this, but I know it's not gonna be as good as this. And so it kind of makes me like not wanna read it, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's gonna be good, like I'm gonna enjoy it, it's gonna be a good time, but like, is it gonna beat this? Absolutely not. Like I know that, you know? So anyways, we'll see about that one. And then I have a couple on my Kindle that I want to read. There's also one that my friend Allie just read, and I think one of my other friends said she liked it too, but it just came out. And I'm hoping that it's on Kindle Unlimited because that would be great. Oh my gosh, I think this book is so sad. Oh no, I'm not ready. Oh no, I don't know if I'm ready to read this. It's called Where Time Stands Still by N.S. Perkins. Actually, I don't think it's very long. You gotta read that. Also, I have The Longest Ride on my Kindle. I borrowed it from the library because my friend Paige said it was good. And I watched the movie the other night. I rewatched it because it's one of my favorite movies, but I've never read the book, so maybe I'll do that. But I'm gonna see if Where Time Stands Still is on Kindle Unlimited because I read one of her other books and it was. It is! Oh my gosh, love that. Maybe I'll try to read this. I think it's also a Christmas book. It is like 300 pages. I'm going to text my friend and see if I'm going to be sad when I read it. So let's see. Anyways, that is what's going on. I'm kind of struggling, and I know one contributing factor to my book slump is the fact that I read 14 books in November, and like I want to say 7 of them were Christmas books. So then I went into December not wanting to read Christmas books because I just read 7 of them, or however many I read. So that was dumb of me. Well, I wanted to read a good bit so I could recommend them in my video in December, which I'm glad I did, but I'm also like, why did I do that to myself? So anyways, I do think once Christmas rolls around, which is this weekend, and I get the rest of the Shadow Me series, I will be devouring them. I have a feeling. So hopefully that will help me, but I think I'm going to also try to read this book on my Kindle because I need to read something. I need to read this before Christmas because I don't really want to read this after Christmas, you know? So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I will read this. Maybe I'll read this after I read Where Time Stands Still. I just want to read at least 5 books this month, you know? Well, I think I'll read more when I get to the Shadow Me books, but still, I'm like, that's how I feel. Anyway, so that is the update. Hello. I'm in a reading slump, and we're gonna get out of it. That's the goal. Exciting news. It's very exciting. So it is the next day, and I'm so aggressive. It's the next day, and last night I started Where Time Stands Still by N.S. Perkins, and I loved it. So great. And I wanted to honestly stay up and finish it, but I fell asleep. So I read to like page 80-ish, and now it is Monday, and I'm waiting on some wedding photos to export, and while I'm doing that, I thought I would read. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm feeling good about that because I feel like I haven't had a book that makes me want to like sit and read and like, you know, just finish the book in a long time. So that's great news. Very excited to read this, very motivated to read this. And I can't wait. I think it's like a little less than 300 pages or maybe a little over 300 pages. And I just can't wait to read it. So that's what I'm gonna do. It is literally like 1:42 in the afternoon, but I can't really do anything while my photos are exporting. So I'm gonna read. And I'm so excited. So we are making progress. We are getting out of the slump. one day at a time. One day at a time. What is wrong with my voice? Okay guys, so it's been a few days since I last talked to you, and the last clip was quite emotional. The book got quite emotional at the end, and I literally bawled my eyes out. So that's good. And I feel like it did help me a little bit, but I have not read a book since then. I did start the holiday swap, and I am on page 46. And I have like no motivation to pick up this book. It's the day before Christmas Eve, and we had like a family thing tonight, and I got a couple books, and so I'm really wanting to read one of those. So that's what I'm gonna do. But it is like a Christian nonfiction, so I feel like it's not gonna be one where I can just sit and binge. So I'm hoping I'll read a chapter of this and then want to pick up the holiday swap. That's the goal. So I'm very excited. This is Good Boundaries and Goodbyes by Lisa TerKeurst. I love Lisa TerKeurst. She's one of my favorite Christian nonfiction authors, and I'm very excited to read this book. Also, can we talk about the height difference? Like, literally, what in the world? Anyway, so I really want to read this book, and I think I'm gonna at least read like a chapter or something. Her writing is just so good. So I think I'm gonna do that, but I'm also filming like a Christmas vlog, so I don't really know which video is going to be up first. Maybe the Christmas vlog, because I'm still kind of in the process of filming this video. But anyways, I'm going to read. I'll talk to you later. Okay guys, so it is a lot later, a few days, a few weeks actually, since I last talked to you. The last time I filmed was on Christmas Eve, no, the day before Christmas Eve. And since then, I have gotten out of my reading slump. This is my public service announcement that I am out of my reading slump, which is fantastic. So I thought I would end this vlog, tell you what helped. And truly, what helped was me finding a series that I loved that I couldn't stop reading. So here it is. Here she is, the Shadow Me series. This is not all of it, but this is what I read from December 26th to December 30th. This right here. Well, a couple of these I only read one novella in, but for the most part I read all of these in a week. So there you go. That's what helped me get out of my reading slump, was finding a series I loved that I couldn't stop reading. And now I'm very excited to read. I have so many books I want to read, and I just can't stop reading. So I hope this video was like entertaining, helpful maybe, I don't really know. I shared a few tips at the beginning, which I think are very great places to start. And I think finding a series is a great way to get out of your slump, because you just don't want to stop reading, and then you read so many books because the series is so good. So highly suggest doing that. That's what helped me. Also give it time, because I feel like me just like giving myself time to not read really helped, because I read like 4 books at the beginning of the month, which is not a lot for me. So I feel like that gave me like time to like chill, relax, and like not feel like I had to pick up a book. But now I want to pick up a book. So that's the goal. We want to enjoy it. We don't want to, okay, that's Lily. We don't want to feel like we have to read. We want to enjoy it. That's the goal. So hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was motivating, or not motivating, encouraging. that you're not alone, that I'm here. I get into reading slump as well, and it's okay, it happens. My December wrap-up is coming in a couple days, so get ready for that. It's most of the Shadow Me series, so I don't plan on shutting up about the Shadow Me series for a long time, so. Okay. Well, anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I wanted to just film me getting out of my reading slump. I had no really rhyme or reason of this video. I just wanted to film me getting out of my reading slump, and I did that. So that's in this vlog. I should have filmed me reading the Shadow Me series, but I just didn't. So anyways, that's my tip for you, is to read a series that you love. Like, find a series that you just want to binge, and the Shadow Me series is a great place. You should start there. But anyways, that's this video. I hope you enjoyed. It is currently about to storm, so it's very gloomy outside, but I have my camera set up to film my wrap up. So anyways, happy 2023, because this video is going up in 2023. This clip that I'm filming was filmed in 2023. Get ready for the fun content coming. I'm very excited for the videos coming. A top 10 favorites, 2022 reads, all that stuff is coming, and I'm very excited. But I think that's all. You can subscribe. I don't really have a posting schedule right now. I'm just posting whenever, because I have so many video ideas that I want to film. So I'm just gonna be posting. Look out for that. You can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on bookstagram, and I think that's all. Really, is that all? Is that all we got to say? What? Okay, well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.